Okay, here we go. Let's go ahead and make a billboard in perspective. I'm going to make the billboard on this particular building because it's lower and I have some more space up top. A billboard is essentially like a window on the top of a building. So let's go ahead and start with the center line. We're going to put our T-square perfectly vertical and just to the left side of the center line of my building, and I'm going to make a vertical line. My vertical line is arbitrary in height and it doesn't touch the building. Okay, it's a little bit above the building and it does not touch the building. Now as soon as I make a line in perspective, I'm in the habit of making a dot at the top and a dot at the bottom. And those dots give me a reminder that I need to go to the vanishing point. Because I'm working on the left side of the composition and the left side of this building, I'll be drawing to the left vanishing point. If I was putting my billboard on the right side of the composition, on the left side of the building, I would still be going to the left vanishing point. If I was going to put it on the right side of the building, I would be going to the right vanishing point. So here we go. We're going to make the billboard over this building and not wider. So we're going to put in a light guideline. It's a light vertical line. That's going to tell me where to stop. Now I'm going to use my T-square, flip it over. I'm going to line it up with the left vanishing point, and I'm going to rotate my T-square until I encounter that top dot. And when I do, I'm going to draw between those vertical lines. Drawing back towards the vanishing point on the top, rotate, 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 back towards the vanishing point on the bottom. As soon as I make a line in perspective, I'm in the habit of trace and erase. So I'm going to trace the lines that I'm keeping, which is going to be this vertical line. So I'm going to keep this vertical line. And then I'm going to erase this extra piece of guideline that I no longer need. Wonderful. Now I have a floating shape. This floating shape, we need to see more sides of it because it's a billboard. It's going to have thickness. Let's go ahead and start adding another vertical line to show the sides. So this would be the face where the words and the pictures would be displayed, and then this is the thickness. So I'm going to go ahead, use my T-square, and I'm going to make a light vertical line to show the thickness. Now in perspective, I know I get 3 lines. I get vertical lines, I get horizontal lines, and then I get lines going towards the vanishing point. So now I'm going to connect from this dot to the vanishing point on the right side because I'm showing another side. So I'm going to go ahead and flip my T-square over. I'm going to line it up with the vanishing point on the right, and this little tiny segment, I'm going to use to go back to the vanishing point on the right side, on the top and on the bottom. Here we go, on the top and on the bottom. Okay, so now I'm showing another side. As soon as I draw, I trace and erase. So I'm going to trace that vertical line that I'm keeping to make it nice and dark and visible. And then I'm going to erase extra guidelines. Okay, so here we go. Now we have a beautiful front and a beautiful side of the billboard. But we can see the underneath. And we need to close this shape. So we're making essentially a floating rectangular prism right now. We're going to go from this bottom corner, this bottom right corner. I'm going to place my pencil on the bottom right corner, and because I'm drawing on this side, I'm going to go back to the vanishing point on the left. Okay, so here we go. We're going to go back to the vanishing point on the left side, light guideline underneath there. Back to the vanishing point on the left. We're going to add a few more lines, and we're going to finish it up. This corner, we need to close this shape. Remember, we get 3 lines. We go to the vertical, horizontal, or to the vanishing point. So let's go ahead and go back to the vanishing point. So I'm going to put my pencil on the bottom corner of that billboard shape. And to show the end of the bottom, I'm going to go back towards the vanishing point over on the right side. I'm going to trace and erase. Now it's a beautiful billboard, but it's floating. It can't actually float. So to make it grounded to the building, the only thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to add some parallel vertical lines, just thin parallel vertical lines underneath the building. And then what I'd like to do is I like to erase the line in between under the billboard, erase the line, and then I usually put like a little curve on those lines to make it look like it's underneath. Let me just do a low-tech zoom here so you can see exactly what the billboard looks like close up. So we made a window shape by making a vertical line and then going to the vanishing point on the right. To make the second side, we just made a vertical line and then connected it back to the vanishing point on the opposite side or the right. And then to add the bottom, because we see underneath, we took this back corner, this back right corner, and connected to the vanishing point on the right. And for this little tiny line here, we took this corner and connected it over to the vanishing point on the right. To make the billboard look like it's not floating, we just added little parallel lines.